In the village, there are more men than women, and there is a custom of one woman serving 10 husbands. My mother is weak and cannot bear the trouble, so she keeps begging me. Daughter, please bring your best friend here and share the burden for me. I really can't take it anymore. On the phone, my mom was frantically urging me, please bring your best friend here quickly. I hid in the bathroom, tightly holding my phone and whispering, Mom, I don't have a best friend. These people are all my roommates. I just arrived at school not long ago, and I am not familiar with them. If you're not familiar with them, then try to please and curry favor with them. Isn't that how you become familiar with them? After my mom came up with the idea, she started pressuring me again. Jiaoling, I sent you to the city to study so that you could take your best friend to the village to relieve my stress. Otherwise, I will be tortured to death. After I die, you will take over my job. Can you stand the days of serving more than 10 men every day? I hung up the phone and leaned against the wet wall of the bathroom in despair. Our village is located in the deep mountains and old forests. The village is extremely biased towards boys over girls. After the girls are born, they are all drowned alive in the pool. This has also led to more and more boys in the village and fewer girls. In order to satisfy men's desires, a role gradually emerged in the village. That is a woman's 10 husbands. Women are constantly suffering from men. This also leads to their short lives, dying before the age of 40. My mother didn't want to die, so he came up with a good idea to send me out of the city, and asked me to bring a female colleague to the village to suffer for him. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt anyone. The men in the village are like wolves and tigers, and these female colleagues are delicate and tender. Once they enter the village, they will be tortured to death in a few days. Bang, bang, bang. At this moment, there was a knock on the door. My roommate Li Meow Meow anxiously said to Tangling, open the door quickly. I couldn't wait any longer. I thought he was in a hurry to go to the bathroom, so I quickly opened the door. At this moment, a large bowl of spicy hot pot fell on my head, and the hot oil dripped into my scalp along my hair, causing pain and itching. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Li Meow Meow took a few steps back and shrugged his shoulders. Tanglin, I originally wanted to give you a surprise, but I didn't stop for a moment and spilled the spicy hot pot on your head. I pushed aside my greasy and malfunctioning hair and stared at Li Meow Meow, saying you did it on purpose, right? This is not the first time Li Meow Meow has bullied me. She knows I come from a poor mountain village, so she treats me like a dog and always catches me bullying. As long as it's something he can't eat, he will ask me to eat it. Once I don't eat, he will try every possible way. He forcefully poured greasy food onto my head and said I didn't mean to. At this moment, Li Meow Meow was wiping the red oil dripping from my head with a tissue. He kindly said, Ling Ling, hurry up and wash up now. Otherwise the oil will solidify and it will be even harder to clean. The twin roommates Wang Yue and Wang Crossing on the side also helped Li Meow Meow with the gun, while Wang Yue called Li Mok Tingling. Are you crazy? Spicy hot pot should be eaten while it's hot. Sister Meow Meow sincerely treats you well, so she's anxious to bring it to you. People like you are cheap mountain pigs. You can't eat fine bread. Wang Crossing gave me a disdainful glance. Meow Meow treated you well, but you suspected him. I entered the bathroom again with my change of clothes. While I was washing up, I suddenly saw a dark camera on my phone under the crack of the bathroom door. My heart skipped a beat. Who was outside taking photos? Li Meow Meow confidently said outside the door, I took them. I did it for your own good. Let's see if you're clean. I hurriedly finished washing and came out and happened to see Li Meow Meow commenting on my photo. It was really small and looked really shabby. I got a little angry and deleted the photo. This time, Li Meow Meow is much easier to talk to. He deleted the photo and said with a smile, "Your place is too small and looks underdeveloped. I invite you to dinner to improve your figure, but I want to refuse." I'm really annoyed. My mom keeps urging me to bring my female colleague over to take over and serve the men. But I really don't want to bring my roommates into the village. Wang Yue next to me was drawing his eyebrows. He glanced at me and said, "Sister Meow Meow invited you to dinner. If you don't go, do you look down on Sister Meow Meow?" Li Meow Meow also took off her disguise, held my hand tightly, and said with a smirk, "Tangling, there are still 3 years left in college. You won't always want to reject me like this, will you?" I fell silent. It had just started school, and if my relationship with my roommates remained stubborn, my life would definitely not be easy in the future. In the end, I followed Li Meow Meow to a private restaurant near the school. I thought only the 4 of us in the dormitory were eating, but I didn't expect there were still 7 or 8 men sitting in the private room. These men had chubby faces and were tall and sturdy. They looked like social people who were not easy to deal with. "Meow Meow, you are a bit immature." One of the men with a tattoo on his arm. He lit a cigarette and said unhappily, "I have 7 or 8 brothers here. You only brought 3 female colleagues, and you made my other brothers stand still. Meow Meow, you really chilled the hearts of my brothers." Liu Jie, quantity is about quality rather than quantity. Li Meow Meow pointed to Wang Yue and Wang Crossing. "Look, they are a pair of twin sisters." Just like this, Brother Liu snorted coldly, looking unsatisfied. Li Meow Meow panicked. He leaned over and approached Liu Jie, pointing at me and quickly said, "His name is Tingling, and he hasn't had a boyfriend yet." Really, Brother Liu stared at me with his eyes wide open, revealing a hint of greed. "Ha, I just like this style. It looks clean and clean, like a piece of white paper, making me can't help but want to rub it." I frowned and instinctively wanted to leave, but Li Meow Meow was quick-witted and immediately grabbed my shoulder. He lowered his voice and said, "Tingling, this is my eldest brother. He has a bad temper and has been in prison. If you turn around and leave, he will break your legs on the spot." I turned my head to look at Wang Yue and Wang Crossing, only to see them looking at Liu Jie with admiration on their faces. "Big brother, we will take good care of you later. You must protect us." Liu Jie nodded. "That's natural, don't just stand there." A yellow-haired little brother next to Liu Jie stood up, reached out and hugged Wang Yue and Wang Shen's waist, and said loudly, "Come on, everyone sit down and toast to Liu Jie." While speaking, this yellow-haired person wants to take my oil and pull me down to sit. I couldn't stand the beer allergy, so I left first. I turned around and opened the door to the private room. "You can't leave." Wang Mao suddenly grabbed my hair from behind and angrily said, "You didn't even respect Liu Ji's drink. It seems that you want to die." He grabbed my hair, causing me pain. My face twisted, struggling hard. I let go of my yellow hair and slapped me hard. I fell to the ground and felt dizzy. Huang Mao grabbed a bottle of beer and stabbed it directly into my throat. "Are you allergic to beer? I need to drink more. If you drink too much, you won't be allergic anymore." I couldn't stand it on the spot. Vaguely, I heard Liu Ji's excited voice and took off his clothes. I just saw the picture Meow Meow sent. The figure was really good, and a large group of men began to extend their dirty hands towards me. No, I struggled with all my might and struggled to ask for help from Wang Yue and Wang Crossing beside me. But Wang Yue had a disgusted look on her face, something she couldn't see clearly. "Meow Meow brought you to see the world. You actually refused. You are both foolish and stubborn. Liu Jie deserves a beating. If you hit him hard, he will kneel and lick you. Liu Jie, you must play well." When I regained consciousness, I found myself with 3 other roommates, lying in a cheap small hotel near the school, surrounded by Liu Ji's 7 or 8 brothers. I was in pain all over and couldn't even stand steadily. Liu Ji sat on the bed, obviously not very happy, and slapped Li Meow Meow. I usually treat you well, right? I always ride my motorcycle and drag you around the school gate, letting you get enough attention. I only have one request. I want you to find a clean woman and let us brothers have fun. But you found 3 unclean women. Liu Ji reached out and pinched Li Meow Meow's chin. He angrily said, "If you haven't found a suitable woman by this time tomorrow, don't blame me for killing you." Li Meow Meow's body was covered in red marks. He quickly knelt at Liu Ji's feet and wept bitterly. "Liu Ji, I really didn't expect it. This country girl, he is not clean. I beg you, please give me another chance. I will definitely satisfy you." Liu Ji snorted angrily and whispered towards me again. I was drifting in pain, a very familiar kind of pain. When the girls in the village grow up, they will all experience the rule of 1 woman and 10 husbands, and I am no exception. My mother gave birth to 12 sons, 2 daughters, and I was the oldest. On the night I became an adult, I was tortured to the brink of death by the men in the village. My mother saw it and felt pain in her heart. She was afraid that I wouldn't last a few days, so she secretly sent me out of the village to study in the city. As a price, she had to bear the pain that belonged to me, that is, my mother. In fact, she had to be 20 men a day. After a long time, my mother's body couldn't bear it, but he didn't call me back. He just kept begging me to find my best friend to replace him. I used to not want to harm my roommate, but now I regret it. Li Meow Meow gave me a big gift. He pushed me into the abyss where men tortured me. Wang Yue and Wang Crossing refused to save me. It's good that I also have to give them a big gift. After Liu Ji and the others left, Li Meow Meow, who had just been meek, suddenly exploded. He grabbed my hair and dragged me into the bathroom. You usually pretend to be innocent and hide from men, but I really didn't expect you to not be a beast. You really killed me. Li Meow Meow was extremely angry. He pressed my head hard into the toilet. I told you to pretend to be innocent, which made me misunderstand. "I'll kill you." The stinky yellow toilet water filled around my face. But my heart is no longer restless as before, but gradually returns to calmness. "Mom, I will bring 3 women, and you will soon be relaxed." Ding dong dong. At this moment, a video call came through my phone. In the chaos, the video call was connected and I heard my little sister's childish crying. "My sister and mother are being tortured. Please come back quickly." I hurriedly hung up the phone and made an appointment online on the side. Suddenly, I shouted loudly, "Meow Meow's sister is so small. She must be a beast. This is not good." "Right." Wang Crossing hesitated. His sister looks a bit too young. The younger Liu Ji is, the more he likes it. Li Meow Meow's eyes lit up with a hint of golden light. Now it's about seeing how his younger sister looks and whether she can catch Liu Ji's eye. He might phone and dialed it. This time, my younger brother was answering the video call. My younger brother is very good looking, tall with fair skin. Although he is not a male celebrity, he looks like one. Li Meow Meow was stunned in the video when my younger brother Tang Yaozu saw. Li Meow Meow, greed gradually appeared in his eyes, but he suppressed it very well with a gentle smile. "I am Tang Lin's younger brother, and who are you?" "I am Tang Lin's roommate." Li Meow Meow's face has become much gentler. "Your sister is taking a shower. I will tell her later that you have been here." The phone is good. Tang Yaozu is like a little puppy, constantly praising, "Sister, you look really good." A good-looking sister. Suddenly, a noisy voice came from the other end of the phone. My remaining younger brothers. They rushed to Tang Yaozu's phone. "Are you video chatting with your sister's female colleague? Show me quickly." Soon, delicate faces with deep eyes and high noses appeared on the phone screen, and they looked gently at Li Meow Meow. "Sister, what's your name?" You look so good. Can we get to know each other? Most of my younger brothers are already adults. They have long wanted to experience the taste of women, but there are simply too few women in the village. The younger generation in the village are all lining up, waiting for the village chief to assign women, which also leads to my younger brother always calling me on video and begging me to bring female colleagues to the village. Every time I see a video coming from home, I immediately hang up. But now I'm lying next to the toilet, coolly watching Lee Meow Meow beside me, flirting with my group of elf-like younger brothers. My name is Meow Meow, and I haven't had a boyfriend yet. Don't all stare at me. I feel a little embarrassed. Lee Meow Meow's face showed a hint of rosy, and she asked with encouragement, "By the way, are you all Tangling's younger brothers?" "Yes," my younger brothers said in unison. "Sister Meow Meow, can you come to our house to play? We really want to see you." Lee Meow Meow is pretending to be shy. "You are too straightforward. Let me think about it." After hanging up the phone, Lee Meow Meow glanced at me. "I didn't see it. You don't look very good yourself, but your younger brothers are all more handsome than the others." Wang Yue chuckled foolishly. "Parents from poor families are like this. They have nothing to do every day, don't watch TV at all, and just have children. I have a crush on your younger brother." Lee Meow Meow kicked me. "Now we are going to your house as guests. You wouldn't be unwilling, would you?" I bit my lip. "I am willing. How could I not be willing?" Lee Meow Meow, Wang Yue, Wang Crossing, my big bed is prepared for you. Don't expect to get up from the bed in the future. I took a shower and washed away the dirt on my body. During the shower, I heard Wang Crossing cautiously say to Meow Meow, "Yeah. In order to meet a handsome guy, we will go alone to a corner of the mountain. What if something happens?" Lee Meow Meow flipped her eyelids. "Fool. Do you think I become a love-addled person just because I see a handsome guy? I went there to capture Tanglin's sister and offer him to Liu Jie." Wang Crossing is still a bit worried. "Meow Meow, we are going to Tanglin's territory. What if Tanglin complains to her parents that we bullied her? Tangling is a soft bun. I always hit her. Have you seen her turn against me once?" Lee Meow Meow didn't take it seriously. "When we arrive at Tangling's village, we will give her a good look and she will be fine. She forgets the pain of the scar and eagerly fawns over us." I stand under the shower, but a hint of smile unconsciously appears on my lips. "So you took my kindness to you as your capital to humiliate me. That's great, Lee Meow Meow. I will ask my younger brothers and the uncles and grandfathers around us to nourish you even more." On that day, the people in our dormitory set off and headed towards my village. After taking 4 buses, 3 ox cars, and a 2-hour mountain road, we finally arrived at my village. During this period, Brother Liu called several times. Lee Meow Meow answered the phone behind my back. "Brother Liu, I went outside to find a young sprout for you. This time, you will definitely be satisfied. The sisters are here." Just arrived at the village entrance, more than 10 of my younger brothers came towards us happily. Tang Yaozu took the suitcase from Lee Meow Meow's hand very thoughtfully. "Sister, are you tired? Come inside and rest quickly." Lee Meow Meow nodded with a red face. My remaining younger brothers, Tang Yaozong, Tang Yaoba, Tang Yaoken, and more than 10 others were competing for Wang Yue and Wang Xing's suitcase. "This older sister is mine. Let me take care of her." Wang Yue was a bit stunned. "Tanglin, your younger brothers are a bit too enthusiastic." "Yes, they all like you and want to take care of you really." I smiled and said, "Wang Yue, quickly pick one now and see which younger brother you like. I'll let him be the first to nourish you, but I can't guarantee what the second one will look like." Wang Yue frowned and kept talking about that all day long. "You are really cheap." Wang Crossing coughed a few times while he lowered his voice. "Sister, this is Tanglin's territory. Don't talk nonsense." I laughed carelessly. "It's okay." Take advantage of now and speak as much as possible. After all, when you enter the room, you will be tortured by the men and unable to make a sound. Ling Ling brought her female colleagues. My mother was supported by my younger sister and walked out with trembling legs. When she saw my female colleagues, she was so excited that tears streamed down her face. Ling Ling, you've really made a name for yourself this time. You brought 3 of them at once, and I'm finally free. Wang Crossing stopped and stared at me suspiciously, wondering what your mother meant. It's not interesting. Sister, come in and rest. My younger brothers have turned into hard-working little bees, surrounding Wang Yue and Wang Crossing to push them into the room. Sister, this is the room I prepared for you. Tang Yaozu was very anxious. He carried a suitcase in one hand and held Li Miao Miao's hand in the other, eagerly walking towards the bedroom. Come in quickly. Li Miao Miao stepped into the bedroom door. There was a 3-meter-long bed covered in spots of blood. Next to the bed were more than 20 men standing in line, rubbing their hands and drooling. Men have different appearances. There are 20-year-old young and handsome little wolf dogs, 30 to 40 pairs of young and strong middle-aged wolf dogs. And of course, there are also 50-year-old bald men and 60-year-old grandpas. These people are all your relatives. Li Miao Miao inexplicably felt a sense of danger. He instinctively stepped back, but found that the bedroom door was blocked by Tang Yaozu. Tang Yaozu put down his suitcase, and an uncontrollable desire appeared on his handsome face. No, they are not my relatives. They are all from my village. Li Miao Miao's face gradually became embarrassed. Then why are these men all in the same bedroom? This is the custom in our village. A new girl has arrived, and every household has a male representative to experience the taste of this girl. Tang Yaozu became more and more excited as he spoke. He hugged Li Miao Miao tightly, threw him onto the big bed, and impatiently kissed her. Sister, I can't wait anymore. Let's get started quickly. What do you want to do? Li Miao Miao quickly got up from the bed. He looked terrified and screamed for help. His sister's voice was really nice. Tang Yaozu hugged Li Miao Miao tightly. He said in a hoarse voice, Sister, keep calling me. The louder the voice, the more excited I get. Let go of me. Li Miao Miao struggled hard. He broke free from Tang Yaozu's embrace and took out his phone from his pocket. He wanted to call the police, but Tang Yaozu was annoyed. He tore off his gentle disguise and punched Li Miao Miao hard on the head. If you move again, I'll smash your head. Hey, you can't blow it up. The men in line next to him were laughing and joking. His head was also very useful. Li Miao Miao was hit so hard that his eyes were shining with stars. He collapsed on the bed and couldn't get up, but his mouth can still speak, and he keeps calling for help. Help, Tanglin, Wang Yue, Wang Crossing, help. He had to shut his mouth tightly when he was arguing. The men in the queue couldn't take it anymore. They rushed towards Li Miao Miao. I'll do it. I'll do it. They gagged him, and in another room, Wang Yue and Wang Crossing were also thrown onto a 3-meter bed. Beside the bed, there has been a queue with a group of men standing. They have realized what is about to happen, and their faces are filled with fear, but they cannot escape. The room is full of men. Through the window, Wang Crossing cries out for help. Tanglin hurt Li Miao Miao, not us. I beg you, please let us go. I smiled and extended my index finger, making a vague gesture at the corner of my lips. Wang Yue and Wang Crossing, please don't speak later, otherwise your throat will become inflamed. Tonight. There were constant screams coming from 2 rooms in my house. At first, the screams were very pitiful, but later they became as weak as a newborn kitten. Early the next morning, my mom made me a bowl of porridge. Because someone took over her job, she suddenly felt more energetic. Ling Ling, you are really my pride. With the 3 of them, I can live at least 30 more years. I couldn't help but ask, Mom, what if they are all tortured to death? My mom hesitated and looked at me. Then go to the city again and bring your girlfriends. I sighed. I brought Li Meow Meow and the others because they harmed me. But there are still many kind-hearted people in this world, and I cannot always harm others. At this time, almost all the men in the room have gone out to do farm work. I brought a bowl of hot porridge and walked into Li Meow Meow's room. Li Meow Meow's phone had been confiscated, and he lay motionless on the bed like a corpse. My younger brother has become a clingy fly, buzzing around him and refusing to leave. All right, let go of my best friend, otherwise he will be tortured to death without me patting my brother's shoulder. After much persuasion, Li Meow Meow finally got rid of him. With her eyes wide open, she stared straight at the ceiling and said in a hoarse voice, "Tangling, I know you're G, but I really didn't expect you to be so despicable. I feel a little wrong. What is the word despicable? Why haven't I heard of it before?" Li Meow Meow tilted her head with difficulty. He stared at me fiercely. "You deliberately tricked me into coming to your house. You will die a miserable death." It seems like his throat is inflamed, and he emits a kind of pressure. "I frowned and tricked you into coming to my house. Wasn't it because you had the idea of visiting my younger brother and sister?" Li Meow Meow gritted her teeth and let me go. "I advise you to let me go." Otherwise, he was about to say some dirty words. But unfortunately, his throat didn't work hard, and he couldn't say the rest of the words. I sighed, "Meow meow. Have some porridge." Li Meow Meow tightly closed her mouth and refused to drink. I sat by the bed and looked at him. "Why don't you drink porridge? Is the porridge not tasty?" As soon as I finished speaking, I poured the hot porridge in my hand onto Li Meow Meow's head fiercely. Ah, the scorching steam instantly turned Li Meow Meow's face red. He was like a freshly dehydrated fish, convulsing violently. My face hurt so much. His current appearance is really disheveled, just like when he used to tease me in the school dormitory. I always remember the scene where Li Meow Meow forced me to eat durian for the first time. At that time, Li Meow Meow bought a portion of overripe sour durian. He smiled at me and asked Lingling, "Would you like me to treat you to durian?" I shook my head and refused to eat it because I am allergic to durian. Li Meow Meow felt that I had lost face for him. He got angry at you on the spot. "You poor person. You wear shabby clothes every day. How can you afford to buy such an expensive durian, the king of fruits?" Then he forcibly stuffed the stinky durian into my mouth and quickly gave it to me to eat. While stuffing it, he was also proud that the tangling durian was delicious. If it weren't for me, you would never have tasted such delicious fruit in your life. Soon, I developed numerous red rashes on my face and body, which were itchy and uncomfortable. But Li Meow Meow laughed heartily. "You are really allergic. It's okay. I'll give you something non-allergic to eat in the future." The next morning, he ordered a porridge. He also complained that the porridge was not fat enough. So he went to the hot water room to get a pot of boiling water, poured it into the porridge. And then he felt very guilty and said to me, "Lingling, I'm sorry I caused you an allergy last night. Today I invite you to have porridge as my apology to you." I know he has bad intentions towards me, so I refused him. He pushed me onto the bed. He said fiercely, "Why don't you drink porridge? Is porridge not tasty?" Then he poured the hot porridge on my head, and my face really hurt. At this moment, Li Meow Meow covered her mouth and screamed hoarsely, "I want cold water." I was very panicked. "What's wrong? This porridge is not hot." I deliberately cooled it down before pouring it for you to drink. Li Meow Meow got up from the bed like a dog. He wanted to run out, but he just stood up. My legs started to go weak and I fell onto the bed all of a sudden. Oh my, I patted Li Meow Meow's shoulder with pity and said, "Be good and lie down. Don't move. Save your energy so that you can survive the night." What a god! Li Meow Meow widened her bloodshot eyes. There's still more at night. Yes, I smiled at him. Meow meow, from now on, my younger brother and uncles will take care of you every night. Are you happy? Li Meow Meow's face was full of despair, as if she were dead. He refused to move at all. When he learned that Li Meow Meow refused to eat, my younger brother Tang Yaozu, Yo Zong Yao, Yo Kun, Yo Ba, and others all felt very sorry for him. Not eating was not allowed. If you don't eat, you'll die in a few days. So my younger brothers opened his mouth and forcefully fed the food into Li Meow Meow's mouth. He really couldn't live or die. I held an empty bowl and went into the room of Wang Yue and Wang Crossing on the left. To my surprise, these sisters are a bit more resilient than Li Meow Meow. They look much better than Li Meow Meow. Tangling, how dare you treat me like this? Wang Yu's wrists are chained with iron locks, but he saw me like a mad dog and rushed towards me, as if he could tear me apart at any moment. However, the iron lock tied him up and prevented him from getting close to me. What's wrong with me treating you like this? At that time, weren't you fighting and wanting to serve Brother Liu? I blinked my eyes and looked at him with a hint of confusion. Now, I introduced my tall and handsome younger brothers to you, but you were not happy. Last night, not only your younger brothers, but also old men in their 50s and 60s came. We have suffered a lot. Wang Yue gritted her teeth and stared at me. I tell you, I am now Liu Ji's person. I will tell Liu Jie when I go out. By then, you'll be finished. I covered my mouth and tried not to laugh out loud, but Wang Yue thought I was scared. Let me tell you, Liu Jie has killed people before. If you anger me, don't blame Liu Jie. Cut your throat, he roared fiercely and proudly. If you don't want to die, immediately offer your younger sister to me and kneel down to beg for mercy. This way, I might be able to make Brother Liu keep your whole body. Ha ha ha. This time I really couldn't hold it anymore. I laughed out loud, and Wang Yue gritted her teeth. Why are you laughing? I walked towards him, pinching his chin hard. Wang Yue, do you think you can still go out? Wang Yue was stand for a moment, saying that you don't plan to let me out. You will never be able to leave this bed in your life. I have a bright smile on my face. By the way, I want to remind you that from now on, you will eat, drink, and use the restroom on this bed. Wang Yue is the cleanest person. Every time Li Meow Meow humiliates the garbage I produce, he will be the first to ask me to clean it up. I remember one time, Li Meow Meow intentionally poured instant noodles on my bed, and the oil from the noodles splashed onto Wang Yu's shoes. Wang Yue was so angry that my shoes were very expensive. These are branded shoes. He dare not blame them. Li Meow Meow pressed the sole of the shoe against my face and asked me to lick the oil stains off his shoes. I struggled to refuse. Wang Yue slapped me a few times. I bought these for a few hundred yuan. I want you to lick my shoes clean. It's a blessing you've cultivated for 8 lifetimes. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to lick such expensive shoes in this life, or even the next life. He slapped me so hard that stars appeared in my eyes. I couldn't move at all. My mouth was full of the smell of mud. To be honest, at that moment, I had a fleeting thought of bringing my roommates to the village. But the last bit of kindness in my heart didn't make me do that until Li Meow Meow offered me to Liu Jie, and I asked for help from Wang Yue and Wang Crossing sisters. They satirized me coldly and even wanted to dedicate my sister to Brother Liu. Since then, my heart has only been filled with endless resentment and revenge. Let me out. Wang Crossing next to me issued a sharp registration. Tangling, do you know that this is illegal detention? You are a criminal. I shrug my shoulders indifferently when committing a crime. People from our poor mountainous areas are the least aware of the law. Ah, Wang Yue forcefully pulled the iron lock and roared at me. I will kill you. I will cut you into pieces. Shut up. I raised my hand. I slapped him hard in the face back and forth. You can still be so stubborn. It must be because my younger brothers are too kind to you. Right. Later, I will let my younger brother perform well. No, 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 Wong Crossing is obviously smarter. He immediately softened his tone and begged me for mercy. Tanglin, I beg you to let us go. Okay. As long as you let us go, I am willing to do anything you ask us to do. Really, I widened my eyes and said with joy, You are willing to do whatever I ask you to do. Wong Din nodded like garlic, looking at me eagerly. Ling Ling, what do you want us to do? I want you to take good care of my younger brothers. I grinned and said, My younger brothers are full of energy. You must tell them to take care of themselves. Tangling, I beg you, please don't joke with me, okay? Wong Crossing suddenly knelt down to me, and he kept kowtowing to me. Tangling, as long as you let me go, I am willing to do anything you ask me to do. Let you go. I'm a bit embarrassed. There are more men than women in our village. Generally, if a woman comes, she won't be able to leave. Wang Xing's face gradually turned pale. Tangling, we are roommates after all. Can you really bear to see us tortured to death? Don't beg her. Wang Yue grabbed Wang Xing's arm and said, Haven't you noticed? She brought us to this poor ditch and never intended to let me out. Wong Crossing was unmoved and still looked at me eagerly. Tangling, you have always had a good heart. You must not want me to die, right? Yes, I really can't bear to see you die. I take a deep breath and slowly say, Actually, I have a way to prevent you from being tortured to death. What can I do? Wong Crossing widened his eyes. Ling Ling, please tell me quickly. I still have a few hundred yuan in my phone. I'll give it all to you. You and your sister work in shifts. You take 20 shifts a day, so you can take turns resting for a day. Ha ha ha, I couldn't help but laugh again. Wong Crossing felt my teasing several times, and the hope in his eyes gradually dimmed. He looked at me intently and said, In the end, you just won't fight. Are you planning to let us go? Yes, I gently patted Wang Xing's face. You have been so good to me. How could I bear to let you go? Wong Crossing likes to tease me the most. He drops super glue on my eyes as eye drops and doesn't let me rinse with water. If it weren't for the live teacher coming at that time, my eyes would have gone blind on the spot. Wang Din also likes to do makeup for me. He said I had a good foundation, but lacked proper grooming. He deliberately made me look ugly and forced me to attend class. All the colleagues on the road treated me like a clown. But he proudly told me, Tanglin, you are so beautiful. Everyone sees you like this. It's all because you're beautiful. I know everyone is laughing at me. I really want to wash off my makeup, but Wong Crossing doesn't allow me to do so. He said that as long as I washed it with water, he would chop off my fingers. At this moment, looking at Wang Xing's embarrassed appearance, I had a flash of inspiration and said, Okay, just now I was joking with you. Actually, there is a way to save you from suffering. Wang Din obviously doesn't believe me. He looked at me suspiciously and said, What can I do? I put on makeup for you. I said, the men in our village all like authentic women. I put on makeup for you, and they won't be interested in you anymore, so they won't bother you. Tanglin, are you planning to harm me? Wong Crossing obviously thought of his behavior of humiliating me in the past. He trembled and said to Tanglin, I don't want to wear makeup. That's not okay. I walked out of the room, asked my younger brothers for a ballpoint pen, and walked back to Wang Xing's side, spinning the ballpoint pen. Wong Crossing smiled and said, Our village is poor, and we don't have cosmetics. We can only use ballpoint pens instead of makeup pens. You won't mind, right? Wang Xing shook his head frantically. Don't draw him on my face. Didn't you say you didn't want to be tortured? Now that I'm giving you advice, you don't want to. I was a bit impatient and called my younger brother over. I fiercely punched Wong Crossing on the head, and he immediately became obedient and lay motionless on the bed. I'm starting to put on makeup for you. I fiercely stuck the tip of the ballpoint pen into Wang Xing's face, bit by bit, gradually carving a character called Qi. Wang Crossing couldn't move, but his screams kept ringing in my ears, which made me even more annoyed. Then I said word by word, "You need to shout again. I will cut off your finger, and Wang Crossing will instantly become mute. The day will soon end, and night will come again." Listening to the cries of my 3 roommates in the room, my heart was filled with joy. At this moment, Li Miao Miao's phone received a video call from Liu Jie. I hurried to pick it up, and Liu Jie immediately sent a message, asking if he hadn't found the little tender sprout for me. "Meow meow, you have already called me once. If you don't find fresh shoots for me soon, don't blame me for really killing someone." I raised my eyebrows, and Liu Jie and his brothers were also very kind to me. I can't just take care of my roommates and forget about him. However, Liu Jie is somewhat of a social person, so it's probably difficult to deceive him into coming to my village. Just when I was feeling annoyed, I heard my mother scolding my younger brothers in the kitchen, saying that you absolutely cannot go to the neighboring widow village. My younger brother is very dissatisfied why we can't go. There are few women in our village, and the women in the widow village are all very beautiful. If I go, will I still die? Yes, I will die. My mother looks serious. Don't look at the women in the widow village. They are all lively, but they are poisonous. They will make men pregnant. No man who enters their village can come out, just like our Tang village. Except for local women, any out-of-town woman who comes in will be tortured to death. I ran into the kitchen. I asked my mom if that woman could enter the widow's village. My mom laughed and said that women are useless to them, widows, so of course they can enter. A plan began to emerge in my mind. The next day, I got up early and went to the widow village. As soon as I entered the village, I felt very strange. There are more women than men here, with a male to female ratio of about 1:10. The pitifully few men here are as skinny as wood, but with a big belly, it looks both terrifying and strange. "Are you from Tenkan?" A woman washing clothes glanced at me. "What are you doing in our village?" I clicked on Li Miao Miao's phone gallery, where there were photos of him, Liu Jie, and his brothers. I flattered and said, "Sister, do you need a man? I want to introduce a man to you." The woman saw Liu Jie with a face full of flesh in the picture. Suddenly, his eyes lit up with golden light, and his drool flowed out. "We love such strong men the most. With his physique, he can give us at least 10 children." We hit it off immediately, and I immediately sent a video call to Brother Liu. Liu Jie saw me, and a fluorescent look appeared on his face. "Xenir doesn't want your big brother anymore. It's a pity. You are not a blank sheet of paper. Brother, I am also your woman. Can you follow me in the future?" I flattered Brother Liu and said, "Brother, I also want to sit behind your motorcycle, and then you take me for a walk at the school gate." At this moment, a delicate voice of sister came from beside me. "Who are you talking to on the phone?" "Ah, me and my brother. The video on my phone accidentally turned the camera. The camera is aimed at the women in the widow village. Although the women in the widow village are widows, they have delicate looks. Looking at the very young figure is particularly tempting." In the "Oh my god" video, the sound of Liu Jie and his group of brothers gasping for breath can be heard. Many women are fair-skinned and beautiful. Oh my god, they are so tender. Liu Jie is not good enough. I just realized that the camera was aimed at someone else. I quickly turned the camera back and explained to Brother Liu, "You have me. Why do you have other people? Besides, these sisters are all from the countryside. They are ruthless and underage. Without reading books or seeing the world, they are not worthy of you." "Shut up," Liu Jie said in a rough voice. "I just like this style. Do you want me to ride a motorcycle to cover you in the future?" I nodded and thought, "I want you to cover me." Brother Liu immediately said, "If you want to. Just bring these younger sisters over quickly. I am very embarrassed for Brother Liu. There are hundreds of younger sisters in my village. The fare is not worth it either. The greed in Liu Ji's eyes is even heavier. He said impatiently, "Tell me the address of the hundreds of lines." I came to find you. I sent the address location over. One day later, Brother Liu and his brothers arrived at the widow village. Liu Ji saw rows of charming women welcoming him at the village entrance, and he and his brothers were full of excitement. Impatient, the widows looked at Liu Ji and the others with excitement like wolves seeing me. Liu Ji and the others entered the house surrounded by the widows. I sneered at these beasts. There is a saying in the widow village. The man entered the widow's house and couldn't escape until death. I silently thought to myself, Brother Liu, and you guys with yellow hair, next year, I will burn paper for you. After dealing with Liu Ji and the others, I will return to my own village. As soon as I returned to the village, I heard my younger brother Tang Yaozu sighing and saying to me, "Sister." That Miao Miao was too thin to resist and had already died. I quickly ran into the house. Tang Miao Miao was really dead. There was blood spat out by him on the 3-meter bed. The men lifted Li Miao Miao's body and placed it on the ground. Then the village chief took out a small bottle from his pocket, sprinkled the powder inside on Li Miao Miao's body, and soon Li Miao Miao's body turned into water and gradually disappeared. At this point, Li Miao Miao was completely eliminated in this world. Even if his family came to find him, his bones were not here. Nature can't do anything to the villagers. I drew Li Miao Miao as a water scene and recorded it with my phone. Then he walked into Wang Yue and Wang Xing's room to show the sisters. The two of them had long lost their previous stubbornness. They kept wagging their heads and tails at me like dogs, begging me to spare them. I smiled half-heartedly and said, "Do you know how to survive in the hands of men?" Without waiting for their response, I guide myself to calm down, not to shout or struggle, and men will naturally cherish you. These two people are completely desperate. Tang Ling, you still won't let us go. Right. I laughed heartily. Yes, after leaving Wang Yue and Wang Xing's room, I met my mother, who looked worried. Ling Ling, the woman in the city, is still a Thai with delicate skin and tender flesh. She died in a few days, and I estimate that I will still suffer then. I held my mother's hand and whispered in her ear, "Mom, let's run away." My mother widened her eyes. After escaping, what can we do? We can't do anything without a man. But I went out. I looked at my mom and said word by word, "Mom, the outside world is wonderful. Women outside can also earn money to support their families. Mom, you don't want to be tortured all the time, right? Please break the feudal ideology. We women can also hold up half the sky. Mom, please follow me out." My mom's complexion is gradually becoming melancholy, and I told my younger brothers about the idea of leaving the village, and they were very resistant to letting us go to the city. "Are you crazy? If women are allowed in this village, can they be allowed in the city? I must tell the village chief, saying that your thoughts have been influenced by the outside world. I can't let you go to the city to study anymore." As my younger brother was about to go out and complain to the village chief, my mother hit him on the head with one shovel after another. He knocked his younger brothers unconscious. He looked nervous but said word by word, "Ling Ling, take me to the city." I breathed a sigh of relief. My mom didn't know I was gambling just now. I knew my younger brothers would definitely report to the village chief. Once they succeed in accusing me, I will immediately be arranged to serve men. I bet on whether my mother will do it for me, escaping from the confinement of this village. Fortunately, my mother loves me deeply, and my gambling has succeeded. Before leaving the village, I entered Wang Yue and Wang Xing's room. Wang Crossing was on the verge of death. She lay in bed and couldn't even speak. I estimated that she was about to die, while Wang Yue had gone crazy. "Ah, Don't come near me." After she finished screaming, she angrily scolded Tang Lin and waited for my brother Liu to come. "I must make you die, TSK TSK. I'm still counting on brother Liu." "Brother Liu, now you're either pregnant or giving birth." Either because they couldn't get pregnant and were abandoned and turned into water late at night. My mother, my younger sister, and I carefully left Tang village, which had been feudal for thousands of years, with a firm belief. Embrace the new world and start a new life.